To another episode of No Ordinary Woman Chat Show. Thank you for joining us. And as you know, this season we are focusing on some extraordinary men doing some fantastic things, and we have a very exceptional guest here for you today joining us on the couch. But before I go into it, I'm your host Janelle Rayburn, and joined with me is our guest co-host Carla.
Hello.
Hi there, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm really well, thank you. And how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
It's been an honour actually, a real honour. I'm really enjoying it.
Oh, good.
And we've got a great guest today, so
yeah we have, haven't we? Well, without further ado, we're going to get on to who has joined us on the couch today. So we have a community activist and entrepreneur, somebody who's doing great things within the community actually, and is a really powerful force. His name is Dean Okai Senior, I must add. Dean, as I said, is an entrepreneur, he's a business owner, prominent community activist with a powerful and influential voice, and his impressive CV spans more than 25 years in various industries, across various industries, including creative, media and retail. And he is the owner of popular London-based menswear store Suits Direct in Camden. Wow. Now, Dean actively pioneers ideas, plans and goals that seek to revolutionise and revitalise the African Caribbean community and business world. And with this in mind, in May 2017, Dean set up the Solution Room, which we're going to talk about, which is a collective of influential activists, entrepreneurs and thought leaders focused on creating cross-sector infrastructure projects to elevate the African Caribbean community in the UK. Now, also who was going to join us on the couch, but unfortunately she wasn't able to make it because she's not well, is Iola C. Williams. Iola is a cultural communications expert, and also a powerful force to be reckoned with. And Dean and Iola recently partnered on a project called the Thursday Club, which we're going to touch upon. That started up late last year, and they've got an event coming up soon, so we're going to talk about that. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce Dean. Dean.
Welcome.
Welcome. How you doing?
Fantastic.
Good.
That was a lot. You've got a long CV there, Dean. I'm telling you, it's so impressive. So you don't write it down, did you say? Okay, that's good, isn't it?
It is good.
Yeah.
So listen, as an entrepreneur and business owner, you're a prominent community activist and founder of the Solution Room. So tell us about the Solution Room. What is it? What inspired you to set it up, and what's it there to achieve?
Well, a lot of people won't have heard about it because think tanks are about changing the way that we think, creating the vehicles to put into the world that work for us. The Solution Room is a business, just like any business. Identify a problem, solve a problem. That because of our unique and specific culture,
to another episode of No Ordinary Woman Chat Show. Thank you for joining us. And as you know, this season we are focusing on some extraordinary men doing some fantastic things, and we have a very exceptional guest here for you today joining us on the couch. But before I go into it, I'm your host Janelle Rayburn, and joined with me is our guest co-host Carla.
Hello.
Hi there, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm really well, thank you. And how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
It's been an honour actually, a real honour. I'm really enjoying it.
Oh, good.
And we've got a great guest today, so
yeah we have, haven't we? Well, without further ado, we're going to get on to who has joined us on the couch today. So we have a community activist and entrepreneur, somebody who's doing great things within the community actually, and is a really powerful force. His name is Dean Okai Senior, I must add. Dean, as I said, is an entrepreneur, he's a business owner, prominent community activist with a powerful and influential voice, and his impressive CV spans more than 25 years in various industries, across various industries, including creative, media and retail. And he is the owner of popular London-based menswear store Suits Direct in Camden. Wow. Now, Dean actively pioneers ideas, plans and goals that seek to revolutionise and revitalise the African Caribbean community and business world. And with this in mind, in May 2017, Dean set up the Solution Room, which we're going to talk about, which is a collective of influential activists, entrepreneurs and thought leaders focused on creating cross-sector infrastructure projects to elevate the African Caribbean community in the UK. Now, also who was going to join us on the couch, but unfortunately she wasn't able to make it because she's not well, is Iola C. Williams. Iola is a cultural communications expert and also a powerful force to be reckoned with. And Dean and Iola recently partnered on a project called the Thursday Club, which we're going to touch upon. That started up late last year, and they've got an event coming up soon, so we're going to talk about that. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce Dean. Dean.
Welcome.
Welcome. How you doing?
Fantastic.
Good.
That was a lot. You've got a long CV there, Dean. I'm telling you, it's so impressive. So you don't write it down, did you say? Okay, that's good, isn't it?
It is good.
Yeah.
So listen, as an entrepreneur and business owner, you're a prominent community activist and founder of the Solution Room. So tell us about the Solution Room. What is it? What inspired you to set it up, and what's it there to achieve?
Well, a lot of people won't have heard about it because think tanks are about changing the way that we think, creating the vehicles to put into the world that work for us. The Solution Room is a business, just like any business. Identify a problem, solve a problem, and get paid for it. Only we are the problem, we're not getting paid, and we pretend that we can't solve these problems. However, we have every single expertise in our community that we need. It happens that because of our unique and specific cultural indoctrination, we always look outside for that from our distant cousins who despise us mostly and tolerate us at best. Now, we were kidnapped as free labor, left in the Caribbean to fester, chopping cane that made sweet rum that I have to acknowledge my ancestors have got me addicted to. However, when Blighty needed us again to build their mass gang war, which after their mass gang war, which was the Second World War, this wasn't a world war. This was just Europeans fighting Europeans. And they also brought it to our countries, like Namibia, where the Nazis also killed half of the populace with accurate figures because they have the skulls, which Germany recently returned, bomb parts. So we built civil service, London Underground and the NHS. But you've got to understand, when we came here, we were paying tax. And it was taxation that repaid the former slave owners in reparations. So somebody received reparations, it was just former slave owners.
That's right.
But in 2015, that was done. So they aren't owed any more money from taxation from us. So we paid that money to them. And now what you need to know is that we're surplus to requirement. So when you see particular things with Africans and our relationship with Blighty, we are now surplus to requirement because technology has nullified our physical purpose. If you look at technology over the years, it makes jobs null and void. You had a guy who was a bellhop, you needed him.
Yes.
And then some smart aleck created a button lift. Boop. So now you don't need a guy in a hat. He's talking to you. I'm not giving you money because you press that button.
Yes.
I can press it myself. Now, artificial intelligence is going to come along in the next 18 months. It's there already.
Yes.
And it's highly powerful. And it's been mapping and categorizing us. And we've been willing and complicit through all of the social media. So Facebook owns WhatsApp.
Yes.
There's a file with your name in it. And it knows you better than you know yourself.
Absolutely.
Because the algorithm has perfectly tracked the patterns of your behavior.
Amen.
That's right.
So when you think about the applications of AI in the real world, unless you're amazing, you will become irrelevant. Now, what economies do we have of any substantiality for ourselves? None.
No.
So you recognize the problem, identify the problem, solve the problem.
Yes.
So just to take a very basic one, which is a business, but to the naked eye, to most lay people you speak to isn't, education.
Right.
Cheryl Phoenix works tirelessly with advocates within her team.
Is that the Black Child Agenda?
The
Right?
Black Child Agenda.
Yeah.
And it's because we aren't desired within their educational system. So then they create a separate system for us, which is substandard.
Yes.
Now, a business solution for that is creating our own educational curriculum that Kay Johnston has done. But they're not going to monetize that for her.
No.
They're not going to teach her how to have the vehicle to monetize that. And they're not going to tell her that if you encapsulate that in trust that lies outside of UK legislation, you don't have to follow our curriculum.
Right.
And we can't adopt to you.
Yes.
So when you understand that, you create a trust. And now you've gone, Kay, from being in your school, which you fund yourself, to having a trust that lies outside of UK legislation that any of us can donate our business taxation to teach our children.
Right.
Because it doesn't matter how successful you get if your children are in a European education system.
Yeah, it's true.
And they can be suspended for the infraction of having the wrong hairstyle.
Yes.
Oh, and it happens.
Yes.
And still happening.
Yes.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
But you know what? I just want to pick up on a point you said, because it's not only that we're not desired in their system, their education system, but that system was not designed for us.
No way.
it was.
Full stop. Well, it depends how
exactly.
right. Okay,
Right.
it depends how you view the term design.
It was
Design
designed for
yeah.
us to serve.
Yes.
To serve.
Yes. And to fail.
And to fail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So it's been designed on purpose, hasn't it?
But
And with intention.
design is-
Yeah,
Then that's the
absolutely.
nature of
Yeah. Wow.
So,
Yeah.
so this, what you're saying is the solution room, just to focus on education as one kind of pillar of that, is saying, hey, this is a problem, but we're not just going to moan about it being a problem and moan about my son being expelled or because of his haircut or because he's got a grade 1 or whatever, or, you know, my child's got locks or whatever it might be. But actually, what can we do to create solutions that benefit us and elevate us?
Yeah.
That's it, really.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So the whole point of that is identifying the areas of expertise that are needed.
Okay.
The whole point of the solution room is to say there's no skills or knowledge gaps in any trade area.
Right.
So when we set up the Facebook group is 1,600 African professionals. We have no purpose for Europeans.
Right.
So I understand how Europeans think because my thinking is very similar. It's very insular.
Yes.
And it's about building our community.
Yes.
So then my LinkedIn is probably very unique as compared to anybody else's LinkedIn. Because the first thing is that it has 1,800 African professionals.
Right.
And because of the nature of that, I'm just allowed to be me.
Right.
Yes.
And I'm not seeking employment.
No.
If you have any empathy, we are also now evolving our thinking. So moving from education, politics is intrinsically linked.
Fantastic.
However, we're highly disorganized. But that's also by design because we're taught to serve and we're taught to fail. Because failure is another business.
Right.
It's a criminal justice business.
That's right.
Forget the industry.
Yeah.
It's
I
a
know.
business. So
Yes.
as a social worker,
Yeah.
the yachts, everybody earns money. From
That's
the police
right.
to the
Everybody.
prison wardens
Yes.
on down. And all the
Yeah.
people that go into the jails.
Yes.
So I could go into jail and get paid. It's a
Yes.
business.
Yes.
So understanding that, you think, how do we circumvent it? Well, first of all, how do we take back our power?
Yes.
So if we say our numbers are estimated between conservatively 1.8 and 2.7 million of us, because nobody has a true desire, and I don't believe if they did have an accurate statistic for us, they'd release it to us.
True.
So knowing that, the statistic for Yiddishes is around 300,000,
Okay.
numerically. So we know that strength and power doesn't lie within numbers. It lies within exceptional organisation executed by ordinary people.
Right.
So then you start to unpick how your infrastructure's working.
Right.
And then you create exceptional infrastructures to be operated and executed by everyday people.
Right.
Which is what the civil service is.
Yes. Yes.
Half of the employees in the civil service, and now I'm talking about the administrative side, not any of our, every time I mention this, a nurse will contact me and someone will be angry talking about where they work. I'm talking about the administrative civil service.
Yeah, yeah.
Department for Media, Culture and Sport, you
Yes,
name them.
yes.
People are allowed to hide in their 8-hour day. You do not need to be exceptional,
Yes.
and this country will not fall apart.
Absolutely.
So we started thinking about political pacts.
Yeah.
And rather than have borough by borough by, our world is so small, we all know each other.
Yes.
And therefore, it's very easy for us to create a super PAC, which is nationally based, but internationally influenced
Right.
by the African diaspora, but especially the countries of the continent. Now, we figured if we even have 14 of these countries as allies,
Right.
so when we have Nigerian brothers who are doing this with money,
Yes.
well, it can have direction, because this barren little island will actually come to affect your country. So when we are disruptive here and control power here, the direction that we vote as a fist, because there's 50,000 of us
Yes.
in one borough, your vote doesn't count? Well, now it does.
Yes.
Bring your vote here, we all going to vote that way.
Yes.
Our business people, through the organisational directories that we have, it's very easy to put out a mandate of raising money. Here is your finance professional. They're going to advise you how you can donate and offset against your tax,
Right.
which you cannot keep.
Right.
So if it's here, it's utilised on your behalf.
Yes.
Because no matter how powerful you get, you're still going to be black
That's right.
in
Yeah.
black. And your children are going to go through the same educational system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So one resource that we have to understand, if we paid our way out of slavery, literally, because we don't articulate this,
Yes.
literally by giving reparations to our previous owners
Yes.
and kidnappers,
Yes.
then we're capable of financing through that same taxation our emancipation
Yes.
for our own institutions.
That's right.
And we merely need for those to be incorporated in trust, which is our financial institution, our political vehicle, and our educational institution. And then we start to think about these things like health, just like there are races of people in this country that have it. And we don't have to go more than 4 miles. And it is such an insular community. They don't recognize anybody else. Now, when you look at that from the outside, you might be mad, but take away your emotion. That's based on jealousy because of what you don't have. It's like going back to Dickensian London and looking in the window at this guy eating his turkey. No, baby, turkey's normal. It just happened that you guys are eating cooked rat because you don't understand. There's a system that will get you turkey.
Yes.
Right.
So then after you understand that, why are you talking about anything else?
So let me ask you, Dean, how what you've just said is deep, and it's deep on a level that not all of the community is ready for this.
They don't need to be.
Okay. So how are you getting your message out there? How can people get involved in this and actually be part of this and make this the way we do things?
So the first thing is, look, in the initial stages of anything, when Britain was building a welfare state,
Yes.
they didn't reach out to the entire nation because 80% of the nation needed the welfare state.
Yes.
At the time that it was actually created as a catch net,
Yeah.
it was those who had the expertise and skills that we called for. So you say human rights solicitors. We need our human rights
That's
solicitors. But I did say in that evolving of thinking, like with the PAC, the African Caribbean Political Action Committee, we have friends of ACPAC.
Right.
Why? Because there are Europeans who have sympathies and understand what is right and what is wrong. And they can contribute as friends.
Right.
No, it doesn't give them any voting rights.
No.
No, it doesn't give them any rights in any agenda. And if they are genuine, they will act within their capacity as friends of ACPAC,
Right.
which could be in fundraising,
Yeah, sure.
which could be in donating expertise as volunteers, and we'll willingly accept it.
And it could be just simply putting the message out there and
Yeah,
absolutely.
talking,
Yeah.
being the advocate.
On
And
behalf of their own.
signposting.
And
Absolutely.
signposting, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But one, you know, there's so much that you're doing and so much that you're involved in, and you know, we really commend you for
Yeah,
that. But one of the
definitely.
things that I really want to point out about you and what the Solution Room does, and it will take us on to the next part of it, which is the Thursday Club, is that you're not just about the complaining and the talking and the this and that.
doing.
It's the doing, and the doing is so important because we've been complaining and talking for a long time now, and it's what actually are you doing? And some people feel they don't just back to what you said, they feel they maybe don't know how
to.
it's
Yeah.
the how.
Yes.
So what you're giving people is the how, and the actual tools and the steps and the processes to go about creating those infrastructures to bring on that change that is well needed and you know, to elevate us. So as I said, unfortunately, iOla can't be here with us, and iOla, wishing you get well soon. You know, we miss you on the couch today, but you partnered with iOla. iOla is, you know, one of the go-to marketing communications experts within our community, and you partnered with her to come up with the Thursday Club, which is actually about bringing people, like-minded people together to not only talk about, you know, some of the stuff that you've mentioned, to come up with real tangible solutions and way forward. So tell us about the Thursday Club.
Yeah. Well, iOla is also my life partner, but it was iOla's idea, bringing people together. And as my life partner, we have different things that we bring to the table. We both have ideas all of the time. And the one thing that I'm not embarrassed to do is fail in front of us, because in education, that's one reason I'm not interested in awards, accolades, because if I buy into that, I've got to buy into when you tell me that I'm a creep or whatever else.
Absolutely.
And iOla will tell you, Dean doesn't care what people think. It's only about the outcome. So it was actually...
I love that. It's about the outcome.
It was actually iOla's idea. The creation of the Thursday Club was born out of. And that is that face-to-face is the new social networking.
Right.
Because the groups are therapy. The WhatsApp groups are therapy for sick people.
Right.
To complain.
Right.
Who don't want to pay for a couch.
Yeah.
But then, at the same time, where their bipolar neurosis is actually executed, they believe they're an authority. Because they have biscuits next to them and coffee at arm's reach on their couch to refuel them to go back in.
Right.
We aren't interested in that. And I can testify for iOla and myself, we don't know any complainers and we don't move with any complainers.
Lovely.
We move with people who are solution orientated, self-employed, by and large, or professional. And
love that.
I'm not charitable enough, and neither is iOla, to spend time with people for the sake of it.
Right.
It just
But
doesn't make any sense.
there has to be a purpose, right, to the interaction. So it's not just spending time with people for the sake of it. What is the purpose? Because time is valuable, and we're not on this planet in the physical form for that long, you know, in the grand scheme of things. So what are you going to do to maximize your time, and how are you going to make sure that there's a legacy and an impact with the things that you're doing? So the Thursday Club is brilliant because, I mean, I think you've had 2 sessions already, right?
Education was the first one,
Yeah.
where we brought homeschoolers, educators, and then educational professionals who work within the administration and the rest. And that's about best practice. It's about sharing ideas. It's also about those people connecting and coming out of isolation.
Right.
Because the more connected we are, the less they can actually do to us. Because we start to share stories about our wins. Because when we complain, all we talk about are our losses.
Absolutely.
Now, when we talk about our wins and we make most effective practice, and then you realize we can have our curriculum in trust, and now we know enough African teaching professionals to actually recruit, and now we know how to acquire buildings through our businesses donating taxation to purchase freeholds that we hold in trust that also can't be touched by the state ever. This is why when you put your home in trust, it can't be touched by the state.
Right.
It's not just because it's a nice little vehicle that there's no inheritance tax.
Yes.
It lies outside of legislation,
Right.
so they can't touch it.
Yes.
Why did Guinness, a brewery, making tens of millions a year, set up the Guinness Trust? So they could keep their taxation
Absolutely.
and purchase property and rent it out and then keep that money. So if you live in a Guinness Trust property, you are paying that to the Guinness Brewery family who understand how to protect their wealth.
Absolutely.
We don't know how to protect our bodies, our babies, or our wealth.
Yes.
So it's a free-for-all.
Yes.
But now we have systems.
Yeah.
So I'm not a converter of men or women. Either you do or you don't.
Yes.
You're buying or you're lying.
Yeah.
I'm not, like,
That's
whichever
right.
one. I don't mind. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm not selling it to you.
No.
You say, I don't believe this is a cup. That's okay, baby.
Yeah.
I'm not selling it to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
No.
I can drink out of that, and I'm going to continue to. And I don't care what you do, because this thing is about function, not perception.
Yes.
Your perception is minute. Now, if it is met by an obtuse perception, we are wasting time because you don't have the capacity to receive or retain the information. Now, it sounds mercenary when I say it like that, but again, it could sound cold. The truth has no temperature.
Right.
I don't care because we don't have time.
We don't have time. It's the time.
Key.
It's the time
Yeah.
element that is the key, and it's about, you know, really maximizing, as I say, maximizing the use of that time and making the most impact. And so that's why what you guys are doing is so important.
It
Is
is.
because people may have desires to do certain things, but they don't, again, it's back to the how.
Yeah,
They don't
the
know
how,
how. So you're bringing those people who do know how into
Together.
the same space as the people who may want to do but don't know how
But
together.
have a role.
But have a role, right?
And are
The
open
home-
to receiving,
That's right.
like you said.
And it's about the connectivity. So you said, you know, the more we are connected is the less that they can
Yes.
affect us. It's like I don't know, any material. The more it's watertight, the less gaps there are.
Absolutely.
No leak. There's
Absolutely.
no leaks.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
no leaks.
yeah.
No Stevens.
Yeah.
No Stevens. Stephen has to stay on the outside, right?
Stephen doesn't live here.
I do actually make the request that if you're the great debater who's come down for hyperbole and intellectual masturbation, stay home.
Right.
Because it is only about solution
Solutions,
makers
yes.
connecting
Yes.
and creating solutions that are
Fantastic.
practical and tangible.
Yes.
And if it's not that, you know, you can debate the video on WhatsApp.
All day
and
long. Yeah.
Somebody in the room is the devil and
Yes.
nobody
yes.
cares.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Solution.
solution-based Thursday Club is the place where those solutions are discussed, formed, formulated, talked about. When is the next Thursday Club?
The next Thursday Club is on the 31st of January, and that
where?
is on politics.
Okay.
That is at the Caribou Educational Centre in Brixton, which is a black-owned building. They own a
Brilliant.
freehold.
Brilliant.
You practice what you preach. We
Yes.
sell tickets on Just Tickets,
Yes.
which is a black-owned event
Love it.
platform.
Yeah.
So that is all about us understanding our personal politics. You know, if your child is in a European school, would you like to be a governor?
Right.
So that you've got an insight and some form of power within that school. It starts locally in what you teach in your children, in how you provide, in the fact that you may want to make the evolution from working for somebody to working with a collaborative team,
Right.
which are your own people.
Yes.
And learning that your sweat equity is worth £1 million
Yes.
in a £1,000 startup.
Right.
So this is all political. Politics and economics are intrinsically linked. But the actionable outcome, which is why I always say the work starts the next day after the event, is to create the pack. Now it happens that this time around, the pack will be presented, and then it's merely about people filling the positions
Right.
within the pack.
Okay.
So a pack is a political action group, which is about lobbying
Yes.
those who are in power, those who are in local authority, by galvanizing all of our voters in any of the 33 London boroughs,
Okay.
but then nationally, so that we have a super PAC, so that we teach our people how to vote in this particular borough
Yeah.
as a fist,
Right.
based on what the person who's going into office is going to give us in terms of resources.
Right.
It's not your brand.
No.
If you are the BNP and you're going to give us 4 local authority owned buildings that we don't have, and we're going to put those deeds into trust, gossip.
Yeah.
Because the Labour Council that are in, my child in this Labour borough is sitting in a pru because of their hairstyle. So racism is racism.
Yes. Yes.
And,
Yeah.
under no matter who, right?
No
Yeah.
matter under who.
So
Yes.
what you're saying is, in terms of kind of the political element of it, is about using the vote wisely. And when we say
yeah.
wisely, it's what am I getting back from my vote? Because my vote is worth
That's
something.
right. Yeah.
You just asked the key power question.
What am I getting back?
Anybody
Yeah.
looking, I sit down
Yeah.
with you.
Yeah.
What's in it for
For
me?
me,
yeah.
Only the me represents more than the individual.
It's the
It's the
us.
us.
Because
Yeah.
now, individual thinking doesn't work.
No.
When you're an individual, you believe you've made it, which is why you don't need to collaborate and cooperate. However, all you managed to do very successfully was isolate yourself,
Yes.
and now you're fair game. So, irrespective of what people's beliefs are about Bill Cosby,
Yeah.
that is a man who had amassed and was earning at his height 91 million a year. That is as successful as you can get economically.
Yes.
However, he decided to isolate himself from his community and seek validation from Europeans. So when he was talking to the hip hop generation, I don't understand these hippity hoppity. He isolated himself.
Yes.
And his greatest advocates in his time of need were from the same community that he disparaged in front of Europeans.
Yes.
So when you are in and of your community, the only thing you're going to get is love.
Yes.
And the one thing I'm surrounded by is love of brothers and sisters of a similar ilk. I don't need to explain.
Yes.
I can be naked and raw me. Take it or leave it. We don't have to drink rum. We don't have to hold hands. But we have to get on.
Yes.
Because we've got too much to
Yeah.
do.
Amen.
So, you know, there's
Wow.
so many
Yeah.
takeaways, and again, we could talk
Loads.
loads about, you know, what the solution room is and the agenda is and what the Thursday Club agenda is. But I think there's some key takeaways there. One is unity and
Absolutely.
collectivity and connectivity.
Yes.
Yes.
Two is about solutions, real tangible solutions.
And I
right?
like that because, like you said, we talk a lot, and there's so much in an action, you know. So to have a problem and then to actually have a solution and see it through, that's like amen.
Yeah.
You know, and we need to do more of that.
Yeah.
You know, we need to do and celebrate it
Yeah.
and
Absolutely.
talk about it.
Yeah.
You know, so I think that the solution rooms, I love the name, by the way, but I just think it stands for what it says.
That's
right.
And that's
That's right.
very key.
And the one thing I just wanted
Yes.
to get in, and just because my good lady isn't here, is that when we created the Thursday Club, that is also a business. It's not free. We charge a nominal fee.
Yes.
But that takes care of just the one event, our household overhead.
Yes.
So we wanted to show as a couple that we can create a business and execute it, working within our respective expertise, and take care of our house from one event as a couple. Because we don't show, that we don't see the examples because we hide.
Right.
So we made a decision to do it publicly to show you can work within your house, and if you work effectively as a team, just by doing that, your household is taken care of because you have the same agenda.
Amen.
So when you talk about that thing of yoking, if you can work, don't get it twisted. That lady will beat me up. And she does. But the most important thing is that we made a decision to commit to each other.
Amen.
Otherwise, we both would have work. But we commit to each other and we commit to something, which is our purpose. And we made a collective decision as to what our purpose is.
And that's such a beautiful
thing. I
was
just going to say, that is so beautiful. And it's so, my heart melts because it's lovely to see a black man on our sofa saying that, because we don't often hear that. And as women, it's thank you, brother. Thank you,
sister.
Thank you,
because I was not this guy.
Thank you, sister. I know you're not here, but thank you so much. You are here.
Empress.
Thank you so much.
Because
amen.
Just like you say, you know, it's lovely to see. But what I'd like to commend you both on, and iOla, you're not here, but I know you'll be watching. You are here. Both on is this demonstration, like you said, of the household, of this coupling. All too often we don't see those kind of power interactions. No. And I am just going to say that the two of you are a very powerful interaction. You have come together, and not only have you demonstrated kind of, and I'm going to say it, black love, black unity.
We need to see this.
That's it. But that togetherness, and now you are turning that out to give back and to show others the way. So
well done. We salute you both.
So what's next for you guys? We are going to wrap up. What's next?
Until they're out in the world and born.
Okay.
But we'll say, just like the Thursday Club, we're starting the Road CEO in our new headquarters in another hat. My capacity as Business Development Officer in Access UK.
Right.
So that is for young people, and we'll have a 2-day seminar, half art, half business, which is for the digital industries.
Brilliant.
And that is just an introduction to all of the roles, creative and business, conversely, so they can marry those two ideas and stop looking for European publishers, European business managers. Let me manage the money that you made. Can I sign your checks?
And that will take place in Tottenham. Is that right? Brilliant.
At 399 Tottenham High Road.
Okay, thank you.
So the dates are coming.
How can our audience connect with you both? Where can they find you?
The Solution Room on Facebook, 1111 Comms Communications. For everybody looking for public relations for their businesses. I say businesses because PR is not free, and PR will return to you more money. So it's worth investing in.
Very true.
That's very key.
And where can people get tickets for the Thursday Club coming up?
Thursday Club, you can buy tickets on Just Tickets, jus-tickets.com.
Lovely. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure and an honour to sit and listen to you. You know, so many pearls of wisdom there. Next time we want iOla here with you too.
Yes, please.
You know, we're going to follow up.
Meet the lovely lady. Got to meet the lovely lady.
That's
definitely.
Right,
Thank you.
Okay. Well, again, you know, we've run out of time. We're going to have to wrap up on No Ordinary Woman Chat Show, but just want to say I hope that what you've heard today has inspired you, because it's all about a platform to inspire. So please, good people, continue to support us by watching, sharing, liking, subscribing to our YouTube channel, to our Facebook channel, and until next time, you guys take care of yourselves. And we'll see you on the next show.
See you soon.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Woman, you are the key. It's only natural. Woman, you are the start. You are the beginning. And that is a problem. That is